My papaw had one rule: don't acknowledge Meemaw. Growing up in Appalachia, I heard all types of stories of spooks and scary things that go bump in the night. The old Coleman, the headless mule, and Miss Myra from a ways away, you know them stories. As tough little country kids, none of them scared us. At least they ain't scared us half as much as the pitch-black dark on a summer's night. That is, none except Meemaw. Papaw never told us kids why. He just told us not to mention her. Us grandkids thought it was kindly strange because Meemaw was always part of our lives. He must have been married to the woman since God knows when. Meemaw put out our church clothes on Sundays. She made us grandkids breakfast every time we stayed over too, and it was always our favorites. But none of us were allowed to acknowledge her. I remember Cousin Patty one summer morning came running from the creek clear across Papaw's front acre, saying Meemaw needed help. Patty said she was hurt something awful, and he begged, cried for Papaw to help. Now, I remember climbing up over a grassy hill to try to take a look. Sure enough, Meemaw was there, turned over on her side in her black dress, wailing while she clutched her stomach. Papaw? Papaw clasped his wrinkly palm across my mouth so fast it felt like a slap. "Shut your mouth now, Mary Sue, and leave it be," he told me as tears welled up in my eyes, grew, and trickled down through the hairs on the back of his hand. Papaw was a gentle man and surely hadn't treated me like that before. My heart was broken. I used Papaw's office phone to call my mom. My mama come and got me from Papaw that day after I called her, and I tried to tell her what happened. She gave Papaw a look that could kill. I remember how ashamed Papaw looked. It was a few years later that Papaw died. Like most fellas of his time and of that age, his heart just give out one sunshiny morning. His funeral was intense. Us grandbabies, all 10 of us at the time, we sat together in a row on a wooden pew. We cried while folks gave speeches about our Papaw, speeches about how good a man he was. We wailed like the dead. To some of my cousins, Papaw was the only father figure they rightly had. They'd lost the only good man they'd ever know in the whole of their lives, and at such a young age. Their own dad's been lost to shine, the mines, and the type of typical recklessness menfolk tend to get into. Meemaw sat with us at the end of our row. She was holding baby Christina in her lap. Christina was just 2 years old, and she surely didn't understand what was going on, but she picked up on the sadness somehow, the finality. Baby Christina was just woeful the whole funeral long, crying into Meemaw's bosom. Meemaw never spoke a word.